Hey, blessed be everyone. Earthy Wise Woman here. And this evening, we are going to talk about herbs. Oh, yes, herbs are always around us, everywhere we go. Today, we're talking about an herb that you can find at your farmer's market, the grocery store, well, pretty much anywhere. And what herb is that? Chili peppers. I've got it here in two forms. This is the powder, which was this. I crushed it up in my Ninja to make it into powder, and of course, the chili peppers themselves. Now, chili peppers is a masculine herb, so it's male. Its planetary is Mars, and the element, no surprise, is fire. Okay, now there are a lot of magical things you can do with chili peppers and magical attributes. One of the things that chili peppers are very good for is breaking hexes. Another one is for love. Not the long enduring, oh, promise me love, but more like the hot, sexy, lusty love. Also, it is really good for fidelity. In other words, keeping a partner faithful. Excuse me, I need something to drink. And sparkling water is one of my favorites. Okay, so why don't we start with the magical aspects of peppers? First of all, like I said, peppers are good for fidelity. So let's say you want your partner to be faithful and faithful only to you. What you would do is take two peppers and cross them. I don't have a piece of string, but you would tie either a red or a pink ribbon around the crossed peppers. Now, I personally do three colors. I do red, pink, and white, and I braid them like that. The reason I use three colors is because red is for the passion of love, pink is for the friendship of love, and white, since it covers every aspect, is all the aspects and it binds it all together. Then I would tie them around these two peppers, and then I will put it underneath my pillow, and that ensures fidelity in your marriage. That's why we do it. Okay, now when it comes to hex breaking, I would strongly suggest to people to take the chili powder and sprinkle it before. If you can do this prior to moving into your house, that's great. But if you are already living in your home, which a lot of you, of course, probably are, you would sprinkle the powder around the windows and around all the doors. So around the top of the door, the bottom, the windows the same way all around, because you have to remember also around mirrors, because mirrors, windows, and doors are portals. And so the best way to rid yourself of a hex is to put it in a portal to keep it out and push it out. So always do it around portals. And after you do the portals, then do every corner of your home with the chili powder. Now, as far as the other one, for the lusty part of love, when I would strongly suggest, I'm not a big fan of love spells when it comes to particular people. I say that's dangerous because just because you're in love or, emphatically in love with someone, it doesn't mean they have those same feelings for you. And if they don't, and you cast a love spell on them to make them, you can bind them to you, but love is such a magical thing. You cannot make someone love you. Now, you can bind them and keep them to you, but that doesn't mean love. So let's, get the difference. But let's say you cast a love spell just to find the right man or woman or person to be in your life. You want that right person, someone who's compatible with you and someone who uh, will add to your life and you can add to their life, which is wonderful. When you add chili powder to it, it adds that extra component. So, in other words, you already have the friendship, you have the compatibility, you have a reality, you can communicate. But the chili powder also makes sure you're good in bed. Because let's face it, love is wonderful, love and swell, but without really good sex, love is kind of flat. It's not impossible and it's great, but sex is wonderful. Who wouldn't want some good sex with in a relationship? It adds to it all. Okay. Now let's talk about the mundane uses for chili powder or chili peppers. Chili peppers is rich in vitamins, particularly vitamin C. Now, it also will boost your metabolism. So you eat a lot of chili pepper, you will burn, as you know, because it's a heat, you burn a lot more. So it builds your and boosts your metabolism. But it also reduces inflammation. So that's really good if you're having swelling or retaining water. It can help with that. So it reduces inflammation. They say that it lowers the risk of certain diseases, especially heart disease. And it also increases longevity. So I want to make that one clear too. Now, this time I'm going to add a little twist on this particular. Usually I just talk about the health and the mundane and the magical purposes of chili pepper. There's some history behind chili peppers. Now, they say the great voodoo queen, Marie Lavenet, one time there were two men who were convicted of a crime that they did not commit. And Marie Lavenet heard about this, and they were wrongly accused of doing this crime, and they were due to hang that following day. That night, Marie Lavenet took the hottest peppers there were, which I believe were probably ghost peppers. She put them in her mouth, and she just held it there. Now, I have no idea. My grandmother never explained to me what the power of that is. But I know my grandmother also, as a voodoo practitioner, would put peppers in her mouth. And basically, she said she was just pouring all the heat and the energy into this in order to free them. So she put it in there and she added into her spell work. And the men did not hang the following day. Which brings me to another thing that chili peppers can be used for: expediting. The heat of the chili pepper can expedite a spell. So, in other words, a spell that needs to be done, and it needs to be done with passion, and needs to be done right away. And this is so important. You can add chili powder to that spell in order to make it happen fast. Okay? Because remember, most magic, pretty much all magic at some point or another, is sympathetic magic. And what sympathetic magic is you putting the aspects of something into the spell to make it happen. So chili is hot. Hot means rapid. You get the idea. And we'll go over sympathetic magic a little later. Right now, I am going to end this because we're almost at the 10-minute mark. Remember, chili pepper or chili powder is a male masculine herb. It is of the planetary Mars. It is elementary fire. It is good for fidelity in relationships, putting a little bit of lust into your love life, and a hex breaking and hex preventer. You will put it around windows, doors, mirrors, and the corners of your house to prevent any hexing or ill-fated magic coming into your home. Mundanely and medically, it is an anti-inflammatory. It will boost your metabolism, And also, it will help alleviate any forms of heart disease and increase your longevity. So, on that note, you have a blessed weekend and blessed be. Earthy Wise Woman, signing off.